Russian soldiers whose comrades are dying en masse are tonight appealing directly to the Russian president for help.
Our command has replenished our unit with new mobilized 6 times now. This is evidence of the incompetence of our superiors and of the whole unit. Please help. There is nowhere else to turn.
Just to break that down, these mobilized men are saying that their unit has been replenished 6 times. Think about all that death. It is horrific. And what is most significant about this appeal is that they directly, as mobilized men, are calling their commanders incompetent and directing that entire thing, not just a telegram for a random post, directly to Putin for him to see it. And it comes as we have more video of another Russian soldier calling the situation on the ground in eastern Ukraine a cluster F.
Our tank is burning over there. Big greetings to everyone straight from the front line. First-hand evidence of what's happening here. It is a cluster, but we are pushing. Holy glory to Russia.
These damning videos coming as inside Russia itself. The brutal Wagner group is purportedly turning to students from Moscow in order to fill its ranks. Now, we understand that the students in question here are in 10th grade. And I want to emphasize the significance of the fact that these boys are in Moscow, which is the region that has sent the least fighters to the front line, the region that has been kept the most isolated from the effects of the war, where more elite live. This is the video of what's believed to be a Wagner fighter. His face is covered, he's in a classroom, and he is lecturing students on so-called contract service. Now, the students were forced to fill out, we understand, this survey, showing it to you on the screen. It asks for their personal information, also the contact information of their parents. It also asks, do you have any relatives who are living in hostile countries? And what is your level of physical fitness? Do you possess any basic military skills? And those are elaborated as tactical first aid or shooting. And I want to mention CNN can't independently verify the claims, but this push for more recruits for the Wagner group, not even the Russian formal military, comes as Putin is continuing to crack down on dissent. Today, a former top deputy of jailed opposition leader Alexei Navalny appeared in a Russian courtroom. Her name is Lilia Chanaseva. She's already been in jail for a year and faces another 18 years if convicted after opening a regional headquarters for Navalny's anti-corruption foundation. That foundation has uncovered example after example of corruption from Putin and his inner circle. Out front now, Anna Veduta, the vice president of Alexei Navalny's Anti-Corruption Foundation and a former spokesperson for Navalny. And Anna, I very much appreciate your time. Do you believe there is any way that Lilia will avoid an 18-year sentence here?
Well, unfortunately, we don't have, any evidence that would suggest that she would avoid that, because the way she's been treated for all this time, the way that she's been put into this detention center instead of being under house arrest, for example, because this is the measure which is implied when the prosecutors are afraid that the person will try to escape the country, try to escape the justice. But Lilia is on the opposite. She was always very vocal about her staying in Russia, not going anywhere, and not leaving her country and not leaving her region. So this, and then the fact that she was not allowed to talk to her parents on the phone, not to have visits with them, with her parents and with her husband for all the 16 months behind the bars. So we do think that they will be harsh on her. And this is why they have been so harsh on her, because she's a very talented opposition politician. She was very effective in what she was doing. She was very successful in gathering rallies against the corruption in her region. She was investigating corruption of the officials in her region. She was a very effective manager of the headquarters of the regional campaign in Ufa.
And I know that this, of course, her situation right now is coming ahead of, of Navalny's, again, I use the word trial with great quotation marks, is coming up as well. And he is currently in solitary confinement in a maximum security Russian penal colony. His recent tweet, Anna, was, which I want to be clear to everybody when I say this, he can't tweet. It's when he's able to get a message out and someone else can put that tweet out for him. It was, the main torment of imprisonment is, of course, the inability to see the faces of your family, to talk to your loved ones. I haven't had any visit for 8 months, and yesterday I was told I'd be transferred to a cell-type facility for the maximum possible term of 6 months. So he says he wouldn't have had a visitor then for a year. Of course, his health is suffering. and now he's got this other trial. I mean, do you believe that you'll see him out of jail alive?
Of course, I believe I will see him out of jail alive, but we also understand that his sentence is a life sentence in terms that it's either his life sentence or Putin's. So as long as Putin is in the office, Navalny will not see freedom. But we do believe that we will see him free one day, and we will get the Putin out of Kremlin and, of course, out of Ukraine.
And I know, Anna, obviously you know Lilia very well, and she made the decision to stay. I know if you were to go back now, you would be arrested. You can't go back. You know what would await you at this point. Are there others who are still continuing to try to stay in Russia and continue this fight?
Of course, there are a lot of people, there are still people who are protesting against the war right now in Russia, and there are a lot of people in detention, political prisons, who've been protesting, opposing this government and this war. Of course, a lot of people decide to stay, and they do it for the reason that it's their country, and they don't intend to leave it. They don't intend to, leave it in the hands of these bandits in Kremlin, and they are waiting for the time to be free, to make Russia free and great again.
All right. Well, Anna, thank you very much. I appreciate your time and coming out and speaking about your friends and your colleagues who you know so well who are suffering through this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Free Navalny.